Bright, enticing. Listen to that snap. Beneath that hardened, dark chocolate shell lies a vibrant, sweet pistachio core. This is the Dubai Chocolate Strawberry Cup. It relies on 3 distinct layers working together: the rich chocolate, the juicy, fresh berries, and that ultra-crunchy Knafeh pastry filled with pistachio cream. But building this dessert is a structural balancing act. A single misstep leaves you with watery fruit and a soggy, disappointing mel. By strictly controlling moisture and temperature throughout the process, you can avoid those errors and engineer a flawless, cafe-quality dessert right in your own kitchen. Let's start with the fruit. Step 1 is preparing the strawberries. After a thorough wash, cut them into even quarters so they will stack neatly inside the glass. Here is the absolute strictest rule of this recipe. You must pat these berries completely dry with a paper towel. Any trace of surface water will ruin the final texture. This diagram shows exactly why that matters. When a cold strawberry meets warm room air, condensation builds up. Those tiny water droplets form a physical barrier, which prevents the chocolate from clinging to the fruit and causes the coating to sweat. To fix this, leave your dried strawberries out on the counter. Give them about 20 to 30 minutes to reach room temperature before you start building. Eliminating that moisture gap provides a stable foundation for the chocolate. Now we can focus on the crunch. The texture of our middle layer relies entirely on Knafeh, a finely shredded phyllo dough. Once it is thawed out, chop the strands into uniform 1-inch pieces. Place a wide pan over medium heat and melt down a tablespoon of butter. The wide surface area gives the pastry plenty of room to toast evenly. Add the Knafeh. This is a highly active process. You need to keep stirring and tossing the strands continuously so they crisp up without catching and burning on the bottom of the pan. This split screen shows the target. You are moving from the pale, raw dough on the left to this deep golden brown color on the right. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes. The moment it reaches that color, get it out of the pan. If you leave it sitting in the hot nettle, the residual heat will scorch it. Stopping the cooking process right at that rich golden stage guarantees the intense crunch that makes this recipe work. Transfer the toasted Knafeh to a bowl and let it cool completely. Do not skip this resting phase. If you pour heavy, wet pistachio cream over hot pastry, the residual heat creates trapped steam. That steam softens the dough and destroys the crunch you just spent 10 minutes building. Once the pastry is completely cool to the touch, add in your high-quality pistachio cream. Gently fold the mixture together until every crispy strand is evenly coated. Having the discipline to wait for that temperature drop locks in the firm, acoustic bite. This graphic shows our flavor math. The pistachio cream is incredibly sweet. To keep the dessert from becoming cloying, we balance it with a dark chocolate sitting right in the 60 to 70% cacao range. The bitterness weighs against the sugar. To melt the chocolate safely, microwave it in short 30-second bursts. Stir it well after each round to make sure the cocoa solids melt smoothly without seizing up. Stir in a small spoonful of coconut oil. This slightly thins the consistency, making it easier to pour while leaving a flawless, glossy finish once it sets. That melted dark chocolate serves as both our primary flavor contrast and the structural glue holding the layers together. Grab a clear glass for the assembly. The visual appeal of this dessert comes from seeing the distinct layers, so transparency is essential. Spoon a layer of the melted dark chocolate into the bottom of the glass. Immediately follow that with a tight layer of your dry, room-temperature strawberries. Next, spoon in the pistachio Knafeh mixture. Pack it down densely so there are no air pockets. This needs to be a solid, crunchy core. And finally, pour another layer of the dark chocolate right over the top to completely seal the cup. This alternating sequence isolates the fruit from the pastry, trapping the distinct textures securely inside the chocolate shell. While the top layer of chocolate is still wet, sprinkle on some crushed pistachios and place a single fresh strawberry slice on top for a final visual cue. Let the chocolate set, then serve it immediately. The real payoff happens when the hard snap of the chocolate breaks into the soft fruit and that intensely crunchy core. By managing your moisture and maintaining strict temperature discipline, you have successfully built the internet's most sought-after dessert right in your own kitchen.